And welcome to Growing Gardens at Home. My name is Chef Carly, and I am going to share some recipes from my home kitchen that are using some basic ingredients, things you might be growing at home, and hoping that you might be able to try this one at home now that we all have a little more time to cook and reconnect. So today we're going to make chive deviled eggs. If some of you are raising chickens, you might find that they're starting to lay eggs again. And if you're anything like me, my chives reappear first thing in my raised beds every year. So they've just started popping up. So you can see I've got a little jar of them here. So I'm going to share a little list of ingredients that you'll need that you can gather at home. So we've got 4 hard-boiled eggs, 2 tablespoons mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon fresh chives chopped, half a teaspoon yellow mustard, half a teaspoon of salt and pepper blend. I love to pre-blend these. It's easy to just kind of mix together and use. And then let's see there. At the end is 1 plastic sandwich bag, and that's how we're gonna actually put the filling into the eggs. So pause if you need to, go grab those things. Or this one's really easy, you can just watch and then try it at home. So I've pre-peeled some eggs here, but I wanted to share peeling an egg because it can be a little tricky. They're kind of hit or miss. I do like to use brown eggs because I feel like you see the shells so much better. But every once in a while it sticks, like mine just did there. So just try to find the membrane, which is really thin, kind of looks like this. Not very delicious to eat, that part. And once you get underneath that membrane, it really starts to peel up a lot easier. I love doing brown eggs because you can see the shell as you're removing it, and you also see if any little particles are left behind. And so we're going to peel that nice and easy. And then we're gonna chop up our chives so we have that ingredient ready. And then we're gonna assemble these really easily. The one thing that I do like to do is use the bags to fill them, which makes it clean and neat and easy to do. So with chives, if you have herb shears, you can actually cut them with scissors as well. What I'm going to do here is just going to go like this and get real little slivers going. And we're going to do about a tablespoon. This is a really flexible recipe, so if you like a really kind of rich and mayonnaise-y filling, you might use a little more mayonnaise. If you like it a little more dry, you can do that too, so you can kind of play around with quantities. And we've done 4 eggs today. You can certainly double the recipe if you have a bigger group you're feeding. Hard-boiled eggs are something I love to just keep in my refrigerator. It's such an easy go-to snack, but this kind of mixes it up and makes it a little more fun. And with the Easter holiday coming up, it could be a nice thing to serve then. It's also just kind of a fun springtime dish. And another option, if you are into egg salad, you could make the same recipe and just chop everything up, mix it together, put it on toast or bread, and enjoy it that way. All right, so that's roughly a tablespoon of chives there. We're gonna just scoot them over. And I'm now gonna cut my eggs in half and take out the yolk. And so it should come out quite easily. You can kind of pop it out. Just find a bowl, and I like to use kind of a shorter fork, and we're gonna just kind of mash it together. And you can just pop each egg out, and then place your empty egg on a plate over here, which I can show you all as we start to assemble. We'll get rid of that egg bowl now. And we'll pop these in here. Just like so. You can also, especially if you're making a large number of these, use your food processor and blend everything together in that, which makes a really nice smooth filling. And so that's another easy way to do it. With a smaller amount, I kind of like to just do it by hand. And if it's not perfect and it's a little chunky, that's okay too. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of pre-mash these before I add in the other ingredients. And you'll see it's just kind of blending it all up together. And we're now gonna get about 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. We're gonna do a teaspoon of yellow mustard, and if you wanted to mix it up, you could do Dijon as well. That'll give it a little more tang, which is delicious. Put that in there. And then we're gonna do about half the chives in the bowl. We're gonna save maybe even 3/4. Save some for a nice garnish on top. And the salt and pepper blend that I was speaking of here, I do about 3/4 salt to 1/4 pepper. If you ever wanted to pre-mix it, it's just nice and easy to cook with. And I'm gonna estimate about 1/4 teaspoon. Now I love to salt things. I get criticized for that in my home sometimes. So if you wanna go light on the salt, you can always add more. It's really hard to take it away. So go slow with that if you are more mindful of how much sodium your intake is. And we're gonna just mash this all up together, get rid of our knife. Now I like adding the chives because it gives a nice color contrast to this as well. Aside from the beautiful flavor, the nice spring onion kind of flavor, it just kind of pops against the white and the yellow. All right, and so as you can see, it's a nice smooth paste. Doesn't take much. I'm gonna grab my spatula and we're gonna get a plastic bag here. And what we're gonna do is put this whole egg mixture into the bag, and then it's gonna make it like we're piping it basically into the eggs. So if you have at home pastry tips and pastry bags, you can certainly do that. It will make an even prettier pattern. And I thought I would just use the plastic bag because that might be the easier go-to tool in most people's kitchens. And you could certainly just scoop this right into the eggs as well. It doesn't have to be fancy if you're just hungry and want to get to the point. And so I zip it back up, kind of squeeze the air out, and then you're going to clip this corner piece, and that will be where the filling exits from. Okay, and then I'm gonna scoop my chives over here. They're rolling around a little bit. And then as you can see, I'm kind of plating them over here. And then you're just gonna squeeze and divide your egg mixture into each. You're gonna squeeze a little and kind of pump it in and then pull it away. There we go. And last one. There we go. You can squeeze them down a little bit if they're standing up. Perfect. Great. And now we've got the fresh green, which I just love to put over, no fancy way. You can put a few full chives on your plate for additional beauty. And there you have it. I don't want to lift them too far without them shaking right off the plate. But simple, great snack. You can have these for breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner, or even your next Zoom happy hour with friends. So thank you for being in the kitchen with me today, and I hope to see you soon again.